Is it working? Alright. Is it working? About to do a tier list. Alright, so unfortunately, my internet went out on the Rivals game, so we're going to switch to doing a tier list. Alright, first tier list I'm gonna do top 50 greatest NBA players of all time. Top 50. As you can see, we have over 100 players to decide whether or not they're in the top 50. I'm going to add another row saying the players that did not make it. Right here. Boom. Alright. Let's start. Alright, so let's start with the top 10 players. Now, normally I don't really do rankings like this, but I think a tier list works because it lets me put in a random order. So not in order. Not in order. One of the first people that goes on there in the top 10 is LeBron James. I think that was pretty obvious. Obviously, the other person that goes in the top 10 is Michael Jordan. Not in any order. Whoever you want to put first, second, does not matter. Any order. LeBron and Michael Jordan are in the top 10. Alright, the next person that goes in the top 10 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think that's a pretty obvious pick. Kareem has how many? 5 championships, and he was the all-time leading scorer in the NBA since the 80s. So it's pretty obvious that Kareem goes in there. Now, this is where it starts to get controversial. We only have 7 other spots. Here, let me call this tier. Did not make it. Did not make it. The fourth player that goes in the top 10 is Magic Johnson. Now, it's up for debate that he might be the greatest point guard of all time. Another Showtime Laker, 5 rings. You can look up the stats. Magic Johnson is definitely a top 10 NBA player. Alongside him, Larry Bird, also a top 10 NBA player. I think that Larry Bird really changed the game with his clutch factor and shooting. And the fact that him and Magic Johnson were able to go back and forth for that long, and he was able to stay great. He's actually one of the few NBA players with 3 straight MVPs. So I think he definitely goes in the top 10. Not to say that 3 in a row gets you a guaranteed spot in the top 10, but it's Larry Bird. All right, another player that goes in the top 10. Let's go with. Let's see who we have here. Let's see who we have here. Um, where is Steph Curry? I don't know if this is a hot take, but Steph Curry is definitely in the top 10 NBA players of all time. Again, not in any order, but Steph Curry is definitely a top 10 NBA player. The man had 6 finals appearances in 8 years, uh, 4 rings, a finals MVP. He got 1 championship before Kevin Durant got there. He got 1 championship after Kevin Durant got there. So he has proved that he is a top 10 NBA player. And you could argue that that 2015 finals should have been his MVP right there. Let's see, we only have 4 more slots. So, let's see. Kobe Bryant, another player that definitely goes in the top 10. It's Kobe. What can I say? Uh, let's see. We have 3 more picks left. I think another player that goes in the top 10 has to be Tim Duncan. The fact that Tim Duncan was able to stay in the championship race for that long, not miss a playoffs, and win 5 rings, 3 different decades, that's pretty insane. Now, I think this is where it gets the most controversial because a lot of these other players could go on anybody's top 10. But I am going to put Shaquille O'Neal in the top 10. Now there's a possibility that I decide that I want to put him down. But for right now, I'm putting him in the top 10. But things could still change. Not many people have been able to three-peat in the NBA. And the fact that he did it and he got 3 finals MVPs, I think that gets him in the top 10. All right. Next player. Let's see. I think that Bill Russell will be the final player in the top 10. Not just because of rings, but the fact that he was able to dominate an era. And I do not think that the Celtics would be where they are now if Bill Russell never played there. All right, now to fill out the rest. Okay, so first, Wilt Chamberlain. He's definitely in the top 20. Now, you can argue that he might be in the top 10, but unfortunately, I don't think that he has the amount of accolades as the rest of the other guys are, but the stats can definitely prove that he could be in the top 10. The other player that also belongs there is where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Hakeem Olajuwon, one of the greatest centers in the '90s. Went back to back. People could discredit his rings just because Michael Jordan didn't play in the NBA at the time, but I still think he belongs in the top 20. Okay, let's see. Another player that I think should belong in the top 20 is Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, two-time Finals MVP, went to Golden State, helped them become a dynasty. Um, he's also one of the greatest scorers of all time. So I think that puts him in the top 20. Now, this is where it starts to get a little bit difficult here. Who else belongs in the top 20? I think Isaiah Thomas should go in the top 20. Now, obviously, this is not in order, so you can put it wherever. I just think that Isaiah Thomas, the fact that he was able to pretty much create a dynasty with the Pistons and was able to finish off his career as one of the greatest point guards of all time. I think that puts him in the top 20. Let's see. Any other players? Any other players? Um, this is kind of where it gets a little bit tricky. Wait, why is Kyle Lowry here? The heck? All right. Another player that I think goes in the top 20 is where is he at? D Wade. D Wade goes in the top 20. I think a lot of people have like Allen Iverson in the top 20 and like Karl Malone in the top 20. But I think D Wade should go in the top 20 because, let's see, he was able to last a good amount of time. He's one of the greatest defensive guards in the NBA. Uh, 3 championships, one without LeBron, two with LeBron, 5 finals appearances. I think I can put him in the top 20. Let's see, who else is here? This is kind of where I might have to pull up like basketball reference here. Let's see, let's see. Um, who else belongs in the top 20? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I think we might have to put Kevin Garnett in the top 20. The reason I say that is that the 3 power forwards in the 2000s really like dominated the NBA. Like the fact that Kevin Garnett pretty much dominated for a whole entire decade, arguably the best big man in the 2000s, along with Dirk and Tim Duncan. The only person that's over him is Tim Duncan. But I think that puts him in the top 20. Obviously, he only has one championship, but that's not just the only thing that determines placement. He has some of the highest all defensive teams, and obviously he has the MVP. So I think that puts him in the top 20. Now we have four more people to pick from. Four more people. I think another player that should go in the top 20 is Dirk. Dirk, like I just said about Kevin Garnett, basically has very, very similar accolades. Also, one of the greatest shooting big men of all time. As you can see, the shooting. And then he obviously has the MVP. But I think the thing that really solidifies him in the top 20 is the fact that he made that run in 2011. His ring is not debated as much as everybody else's. I think everybody can agree that that was probably the most earned ring in NBA history. I don't think a single person can discount that run. Not to say that run determines his whole career, because he did also make the finals in 2006, and he put up great numbers for his career. Only played for one team and played for 20 seasons. So I think that puts him in the top 20. Three more picks left in the top 20. Let's see. Who else do I put in the top 20? Let's see who else. Let's see. Let's put in, I think, Kawhi Leonard. Where's he at? Kawhi Leonard. Wait, is he not on here? I don't think Kawhi is on here. Where's he at? Oh, here he is. Okay, I think Kawhi Leonard actually goes in the top 20. And, like, Kawhi is a weird case. He doesn't really have as much longevity as the rest of the players. Not really anything, like, not really much on the all-time leaderboards or anything. He doesn't really have that many records, but he definitely knows how to show up in the playoffs. Obviously, he's won a ring with the Spurs and a ring with the Raptors. Two of the most respected rings in the NBA. He's also really one of the greatest two-way players of all time. And not many people have been able to figure out Kawhi Leonard. And he's still going. I think that his place will be a little bit more solid if he did have another ring on his resume. but he also has a ton of really great stats. So I think Kawhi goes in the top 20. He might be shifting down, but right now he's in the top 20. Two more slots left. I'm gonna go with. Let's see, who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? I think another person that should go in the top 20 is probably Julius Irving. Julius Irving, like, really revolutionized basketball. Back in, like, the 70s, he was basically Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan. And I think you have to really respect that. He his prime was basically in the ABA. But when he came to the NBA, it still translated over. He was still able to play amazing with the 76ers. Still managed to get an MVP at 30 years old. He is one of the greatest dunkers of all time. And I think he really deserves his spot because, like I said, he revolutionized the game. I don't think we would be where we're at without Dr. J. Alright, the final person that goes in the top 20 is. Hmm. Really tough choices here. Really tough choices. I feel like you can really debate. Like, I feel like some people that make an argument to go in the top 20 are like David Robinson, Allen Iverson, Karl Malone, uh, maybe John Stockton. Uh, I think that's who I think I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with. For right now, I'm gonna put Allen Iverson as the last spot in the top 20. Probably going to move down, and mainly I say this because like maybe it's just like nostalgia, like about the 2000s, or people hyping him up so much. But Allen Iverson did in fact change the game with the fact by the fact that he plays the game just like how modern NBA players play. I think his game really can translate in any era, and for right now, he will be in the top 20, but probably could move down potentially, potentially. All right, 21 through 30. I think I'm gonna put David Robinson in there. Uh, I'm gonna put. Let's see who else. Ooh, we have some good choices here. I'm not gonna lie. Um, we're gonna put John Stockton in there. Could potentially. John Stockton has like a ton of records, and he did play as one of the best point guards in the 90s. So I think I have to respect that. Um, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's some really debatable people in here. Like, where do you even place people like Chris Paul or like James Harden? I'm not gonna lie. I feel like James Harden definitely goes into 21 through 30. And I also feel like Jokic also goes in 21-30. And honestly, if I'm being honest, you can probably put AI down and move Jokic up. Just because of the fact of how different Jokic's game is and how he's been able to dominate for the past 5 seasons just through stats alone. I think that you can probably put him in the top 20. Yeah, I think this is looking about right. I think this is looking about right. The next player I think that should go in the top 20. I think you can probably put Carl Malone, Mr. Carl Malone, the mailman in there. Where is he at? Where is he at? Where is he at? Where am I just not seeing him? Is he on here? Oh no. I'll probably find him later. I'll probably find him later. Let's see. We kind of need to start clearing some people out. Who are some people that we don't think are gonna make it on the top 50? Like I think some people that are like fringe top 50 are like Manu Ginobili. John Wall's definitely not making the top 50. Blake Griffin's not making the top 50. Kevin Johnson's not making the top 50. I don't think LaMarcus Aldridge is making the top 50. Uh, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it for now. I think that's where I'm gonna leave it for now. Okay, so who else? Who else? Who else? See, this is so weird. Where does Charles Barkley go? And where does Steve Nash go? All these three Suns guys, I need to figure out where the heck they go. Um, the other people that are kind of debatable are like Reggie Miller and Damian Lillard. Um, I don't know. Ooh, I think a player that should go in the top 20 is Jerry West. Or in the top 30. In the top 30, I think Jerry West. You can probably make an argument that he goes in the top 20, but all these dudes have a really strong argument that they belong in the top 20. I don't think I can move anybody down to put Jerry West in there. I think I'm gonna just leave him in the top. He's definitely in the upper half of the top 30, 21 through 30. He's definitely in the upper half. And you could probably make an argument that he's in the top 20. Let's see, what else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, wait. Oh, how did I forget? Giannis. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie. Giannis probably could go in the top 20, but who do I move down? Who do I move down? I think we have to move down. Hmm. I'll figure that out. I'll figure that out later. Figure that out later. Um, let's see. I don't think Darren Williams is gonna make the top 50. Um, I think Oscar Robertson makes the top 30. That's literally Mr. Triple Double. And if he makes the top 30, then you can make an argument that Russ should be right around there too. Man, there's so many people on this list that really should make the top 50. Um, I don't think Joel Embiid makes the top 50, if I'm being honest. Um, hmm. This is really difficult. This is really difficult. I don't think Paul George makes the top 50. But then again, who knows? Kyle Lowry's not making the top 50. Uh, who else is not making? Oh wait, is this Karl Malone? Oh yeah, this is Karl Malone. Uh, we don't really mess with Karl Malone, but he goes in the top 30. He goes in the top 30. And I'll go ahead and put Charles Barkley in the top 30 for now. For now. Maybe could move down, but a lot of the dudes left, they're mainly ringless. There's a lot of ringless guys on here. Let's see, there's a lot of faces that I don't know. Like, I can't tell who they are. Like, I think this is Bob Cousy. Bob Cousy should go in the top 50, if I'm being honest. Who else? I don't think DeMar DeRozan makes the top 50. I don't think. Who is this? Who is this? Is that supposed to be? Is this supposed to be Rick Barry? Who is that? Hold on, is that Rick Barry? Rick Barry, Rick Barry. Is that Rick Barry? I can't tell who that is. I don't know. Who else? There's a lot of people. Um, I think I think we have to put. Huh. I don't really know. I think we have to put Clyde Drexler in there. Oh, wait, perfect. Okay, so Clyde can go in the top 40. And we can put somebody from here, one down, one down, one down, one down. I think Kawhi goes down. Either that or Julius Irving goes down one. I think Julius Irving has to go down one tier. Okay, let's see who else. Who else makes the top 50? Uh, Elgin Baylor should go in the top 50. I think he goes right around 31 through 40. Let's see who else is in here. There's a lot of faces I really cannot tell who they are. Okay, does Chris Paul fit in 31 through 40? I think he might. That means I think Steve Nash should go in 31 through 40. I think that fits about right. Steve Nash, 31 through 40. Other people like Jason Kidd, James Worthy. Like I feel like they all fit 31 through 40. Oh, Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen. Right there. 31 through 40. That sounds about right. I think another person that makes a strong case for 31 through 40 is Tony Parker. But I feel like I can see him going one down. Um I'll put Reggie Miller in 31 through 40. Is this disrespectful? Paul Pierce going in 41 through 50? Is that too low? Is that too low for Paul Pierce? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Who are some other players? We only have 9 more spots left. We gotta start taking some people off. Like Yao Ming, I don't think makes the top 50. I do not think Dennis Rodman makes the top 50. I don't think Matumbo makes the top 50. Is this Ben Wallace? I don't think that's Ben Wallace. But whoever this is, I don't think they're making it top 50. I don't think. Mm, I don't think George Mikan makes the top 50. Maybe that's disrespectful, but I don't think George Mikan, like Chris Bosh, I don't think makes the top 50. I really cannot tell who that is, and I can't tell who that is. I don't know who that is. So we're just gonna put them here for now. Um, Ray Allen, I don't think he makes the top 50. There's so many players on this list, and we only have 9 spots left. Jimmy Butler, I don't think makes the top 50, unfortunately. Okay. We gotta start deciding who goes in the top 50. Okay. I think it goes up to like people who have a strong resume. Anybody that has a really strong resume probably makes the top 50. Let's see. Uh, who else can make the top 50? Here, let's start searching some players up real quick. Who's a player on here that could probably, let's look at Dave Cowens. Can Dave Cowens make the top 50? Does Dave Cowens make the top 50? Maybe. See, I feel like figuring out the top 50 is more difficult than figuring out the top 10. Because, like, honestly, 21 through 40, you could really debate that they could all be swapped around. I think some people that don't have rings, that also really impacts their legacy. Well, I'm not sure. Let's really look at the players that are left on here and figure out who the heck makes the top 50. Um, does Anthony Davis make the top 50? He might make the top 50. I feel like I also have to put Russ down a little bit. I think Russ not having as strong accolades as some of the other people on here puts him down with this category instead of with the rest of the other players in the top 30. Uh, maybe Gary Payton can make an argument, makes the top 50. I think the people who have the best chance of making the top 50 is Gary Payton, Damian Lillard, Carmelo Anthony, uh, George Gervin, Dominique Wilkins, um, Wes Unseld, Willis Reed, Clyde Frazier, Patrick Ewing, Kevin McHale, and I think that's it for now. I think that's it. Oh wait, Moses Malone. Wait, hold on a second. Moses Malone should definitely be on the top 50. We're gonna put him in here. I'm gonna put him here for now, but he definitely goes up more. Honestly, I think I think you can make an argument that Moses Malone should actually go right there. Because Moses Malone is stacked. Moses Malone is stacked. One of the greatest rebounders of all time. Um, wait, hold on, is the stream still going? Hold on, let me check. Yeah, it's still going. Okay. One of the greatest rebounders of all time. Uh, he has 3 MVPs. He's an NBA champion. The accolades are insane. Moses Malone should definitely be in the top 50. Okay, so who else? Who else goes in the top 50? Uh, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put like, ooh, I think I'm gonna put Elvin Hayes in the top 50. Yeah, I think that's good. Honestly, Tony Parker probably has to go down. Probably has to go down. And the reason I say that is because he was never a one. You can say the same thing about Scottie Pippen, but okay, I think this is Rick Barry. I think Rick Barry maybe goes in the top 50. I think other players that go in the top 50 are gonna have to be Patrick Ewing, uh, maybe Melo. Uh, man, this is tough. Uh, maybe Gary Payton goes in the top 50 just based off of him being the greatest defensive guards. Uh, who else do we put in the top 50? Who else do we put in the top 50? Some of the players from here might go in the top 50. Like, I feel like George Mikan maybe goes in the top 50. Because, like, this is really hard to gauge George Mikan because he played so long ago that I have really no clue how Huey stacks up all time. Because, like, the competition was not really the greatest, but he did dominate it. So I feel like he does deserve credit for that. So I'll put him in the top 50, I think. And we have one more spot left. I feel like the last spot has to go to Wes Unseld. So like the rest of these guys, let's check off. Damian Lillard, I don't think he makes the top 50. He didn't really his resume doesn't really stack up to the other guys here. I feel like it's really a hot take putting Tony Parker in the top 50. So I'm gonna keep thinking about that one. George Gervin, really strong argument, but I'm not sure. Dominique Wilkins, another person, really strong argument, not sure though. Like Dominique could go in the top 50. Like I feel like you can put him along with Melo, and you could debate that one. Him and Melo. Let's look at Dominique real quick. Dominique Wilkins. Dominique and then Carmelo. Oh, there's a duplicate tab. Carmelo Anthony. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Accolades wise, Carmelo's is kind of better. They have about the same accolades. So I feel like if I put Melo in the top 50, that means Dominique goes in the top 50. So does that mean we have to put down like Gary Payton? Or Tony Parker? Uh, Kevin McHale barely misses it. Kyrie Irving barely misses it. Luca, I don't think is there just yet. Probably in the future though. Chauncey Billups does not make it. Bob McAdoo doesn't make it. Bill Walton doesn't make it because these dudes didn't have enough longevity. Dwight Howard just barely misses it, unfortunately. Grant Hill, I don't think he makes it. Gilbert Arenas, I don't think he makes it. I don't think Tim Hardaway makes it. I don't think Chris Mullin makes it. Alex English, I don't think makes it. Bob Pettit, I don't think makes it. Dave Cowens, I don't think makes it. Sean Kemp doesn't make it. Vince Carter has longevity but doesn't have the accolades. Tracy McGrady doesn't have longevity and doesn't really have as many accolades as the rest. Robert Parrish, don't think so. Wasn't Joe Dumars in here? Yeah, I don't think he makes it. I can't tell who these three are. Hard to tell by the face. I think this is Bernard King, but I can't tell the other two's faces. Pete Maravich, don't think he makes it. Can't tell the face. Alonzo Mourning, don't think he makes it. I think Amari Stoudemire doesn't make it. I don't think Pau Gasol makes it. Dennis Johnson, I don't think makes it. Like a lot of these dudes, I don't think make it. I don't think Clay makes it. I don't think Penny Hardaway makes it. These two, you can really debate should go on here. But I'm not sure. Willis Reed. Willis Reed. Really strong case that Willis Reed should make it on here. Now the thing is, I don't think Willis Reed played long enough to be in there. Honestly though, I feel like we have to bump some people down. Like I think Reggie Miller has to go down because he never won a ring. And if that's so, I think we have to bump Elvin Hayes up one more because he did. Like I don't want to make it about rings, but also we have to be real. Sometimes the determining factor can be rings. And if that's so, then we also have to bump down Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul is about with these guys right here. Somebody that we can probably bump up though, Rick Barry probably gets bumped up. And the last member of the top 50 will be will be here, let's look at Walt Frazier's real quick. Walt Frazier. Last member of the all-time players, I think, will be uh Gary Payton. These two, honestly, these three definitely make a huge argument that they should be on the top 50. Uh, is this list interchangeable? Yes. Honestly, I don't care. You could probably put 21. Anybody here could probably go here. Anybody here could probably go here. Anybody here probably could go here. But that's just how I'm gonna have it for now. Yep, that's it. Pretty much, that's the tier list. Uh, and I think that's where I'm going to end the tier list. And I think that's also where I'm going to have to end stream at for today. So, anybody that tuned in, thank you so much for watching. If you're chilling, if you're from the 3. All right. Peace.